Hello everybody, it's Kathy here and I am here with another 100 pattern papers challenge today. So I'm just using up some of my pattern paper here and I'm using up 2 sheets today, and I am also entering into a Soul Scrappers challenge where they're only allowed to use one word on the page, and so that's going to be my title for this one. So I like the colours in this and it matches my photo amazingly, which I'll show you shortly, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy the process. Please leave me a message down below and let me know what you like, what you want me to show you differently, or what I could have done differently. I'm always open to feedback and I like it when people give me some ideas. This one, I've done a double mounting on this one, so I'm going to trim down some of these strips because I'm going to need them to run in horizontal bands across my layout. And I need a third one, and I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do with that, but the bulk of it needs to be this diamond pattern because it's going to be the top and bottom of this panel here, and then that's going to overlay the top. So that's how I'm drawing that background border in. I really like stripes. These stripes are very good and they're a great range. These papers are really, really old. I've had them for so long I can't even tell you when I bought those. They've been sitting in my kit forever and a day, so I'm so glad that I'm finally using them. And what I'm doing here is I'm just trimming them down to 10 inches wide, and they're going to sit and cause my mat in the middle. And as I said, I needed an extra one here, and I decide that I'm going to pull out the trees, and that's because of the photo that I have, and it will tie in with the photo. So this one needs to be a little bit shorter, and I'm going to take it off both sides so that it's equal and we get the bulk of the trees into the piece behind the photo. Now I'm going to mount my photo on this cream cardstock, and I pull that all together to keep the colours together. Now each of the pieces, the strips that I've done, just to lift them up off the page and to make them stand out as individuals, I am going to distress the edges, as you can see here, using the scorched timber. Now scorched timber is a smoky, browny, grey, black colour, which is really good, and it defines your paper edges really nicely. And I like how it makes it stand out from the background without overpowering, which I sometimes find the black does. So the scorched timber here is a great one and is becoming a very much a favourite for me as I'm doing my layouts. So I'm just going to mount these onto the cream stock, and that's because I just want them to lift a little as well and be a bit of a feature on this layout. So I'm going to put them down here and then I will trim them down, and those trees look amazing there as a strip, as a feature, and I love anything with a polka dot on it as well. So I'll just trim down the center here, and there's my 2 extra strips. They are now like features on the layout and they will stand out from the background. So I'll just go off screen and I'll put it all together for you, as you can see here. I'm now going to wet down the bottom, because what I did off screen was I cut up the stripes. So I've cut them up into different levels, and what I'm doing is I'm rolling the bottom, and that's going to create an effective bottom layer or a border down the bottom. And with the stripes it looks even more effective because of the way it draws your eye down, but it also allowed for that trimming of panels a lot easier because the stripes are just followed. So I cut those up at different intervals and I'm just rolling them up, and the water allows the paper to roll nice and smoothly, and over time it will dry hard and form a harder curl on your page. Now to keep them in place, I could glue them, but this time I'm actually going to stitch them. So I'm using some black crochet thread. Sorry about my voice, I keep jumping over my words and I really don't mean to, but it's just they get caught when my throat dries out. So I realise I'm going to need a lot more, and I'm going to thread it, and as I've gotten older I I'm losing the ability to thread without a needle threader, which is really sad because I used to be a great cross stitcher and now it's like a chore to do that as well. So I'm using my needle and thread to tie these up, so to speak, like shutter blinds or roller shutters, roller blinds. And then it also adds some fibre onto your layout and another level of texture. So I'm just rolling it again to make sure it's nice and tight and the level I want it. And then I'm just tying in a little slip knot there, and I'll trim off the excess bits. And you can see how that's keeping it up in that roller shutter format. I'm now going to do the next one again. So I go in through the front. That leaves the tail for me to work with. And I'm going to come in from behind, above the roll, and then I'll just tie it off. Now I don't need to tie it off so tight that I squash the roll, but I do need to tie it off enough that it's going to keep the roll in place over time. So just doing it again, a little bit of a slip knot, and tying it off. And there you can see that's how that's done. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole lot. I'm going to go off screen and finish the rest of them, and there you can see how I've layered it up. Now, I did add in a circle in underneath there because I'm going to make that a cluster point. I went through my scraps and found it there, so I could tie it into baby got scraps. So here's my photo. It is of a tiger that I took the other week when I went to the zoo, not realising how very sick I was, and that day really brought it home to me. But I got this photo of the tiger, and the tiger is just gorgeous, and the colours are so rich and reflected in the papers here. So I loved how that tiger was posing, and it was actually looking at me when I took the photo. On my Cricut, I cut out this tiger claw, which I'm using as a feature, and I also cut out 3 little tigers, which I'm going to use as cluster points around the layout. As I said, I'm entering it into a Soul Scrapper challenge on Facebook, and we're only allowed to use one word that starts with one of the letters, and T was one of the letters, so tiger is perfect. Can't put anything else on this page for that challenge, but I do love how this is coming together. Now, the word tiger I cut out on my Cricut. Thank you to Brona, who gave me the idea and the knowledge of how to create the outline for a die cut. I could have watched videos, I could have done it, probably practiced doing it, but that's the first time it was explained really easily to me, so I actually just then went and had a go. Not perfect for my first one, but it's a first go, so I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. Let me know what you think. Is it a good way to do the title? Does it make it an addition, or should I have done it as solid colours? I'm adding the flowers in. There's some orange and yellow because that's reflective of the tiger and the stripes. And I'm adding in some brown foliage from a punch to complement the colours of the photo as well as the papers. Using my brown Nouveaux, I'm setting up the visual triangle by adding those sets of 3. And that is basically how my layout has come together. I like the little bit of extra thread in there, some more texture, some more detail. I love the rolls. This is how the tiger with the flowers ends up as the cluster. I like that it's double mounted and you have the horizontal, as I've heard it called, the happy's horizontal happening. That circle from my scraps is just another little bit. And there you go. Another page using papers from my 100 paper challenge. I'm excited. That's another 2 on a layout into an album, used up from my kit, used up from my supplies. I'm loving that I'm bashing my stash. So hopefully I've done enough here to earn a thumbs up from you. YouTube likes those thumbs up, so please keep them coming. If you aren't already subscribed, I hope you're considering to do so, because I've got lots more to come with this 100 paper challenge. I have put a link at the top for you to go and see that, where I pulled the kit together. Happy scrapping, everybody. Here's my next recommendation for you, and I'll see you very soon with the next video. Thanks for watching.